When using Excel, summing values is a fundamental operation, so let's start with it. Begin by selecting the cell where you want the sum to appear. For example, let's say you clicked on cell K7 to calculate the marks for the first student. Initiate the formula with an equal sign. Type sum after the equal sign. Press the Tab key, position the cursor where you want the sum to begin, like cell J7. Click and drag it in the direction of the marks. See, no issue occurred. Drag from right to left or left to right, both give the same result. Press Enter. We got the answer. Another way to sum up all the marks is go to the Home tab in the Excel ribbon. Look for the Auto Sum button in the toolbar. It is usually represented by the Greek letter sigma. Click on the Auto Sum button. Excel will automatically suggest a range based on nearby numbers. Once the range is selected, press Enter on your keyboard. Or we use the formula like this. Start with an equal sign, type sum. Press the Tab key, then use the simple bracket, write F9:J9, then close the bracket. After this, all procedure press Enter. See, we got the sum of all marks. Go to the cell and click where you got the sum of marks of the student, and the cursor becomes a plus sign like this, then drag it downward. You can see you have got the sum of marks so easily.
The if function in Excel can be used in various conditions, allowing for flexible logical evaluations. Here are some common scenarios. Syntax of if formula is if logical test, value if true, value if false. Now we use it in single condition. As you see, we have data set of some students that have gotten marks. So now we want to divide the student spaces on their high and low marks. Let's begin the if formula for this procedure. Start the formula with an equal sign. Type if, press Tab, then in first argument we click on the cell G25, then use the operations of greater than and equal, then write the 300 as it's the based value that will divide students in two categories, high marks holder and low marks holder. Then comma, then write high between inverted commas, comma, now type low between inverted commas and close the bracket. Press Enter. We got our result. High, it's the level of first student as he got marks 500, which is greater than 300. Drag the cursor downwards and got all the results of the students.
When your Excel worksheet contains a column of dates, in a date format that Excel recognizes, use the month function to extract the serial number for the month and place the serial number in a separate column. The syntax of the month function is month serial number. Let's begin the formula. Select the cell that will display the serial number for the month. As usual, type an equal sign. Type month. As you type, Excel's suggestion bar will open. Double-click on month. Another option is that after typing month, press the Tab button. Select the cell. Enter a closing parenthesis, then press Enter. The result will appear in the selected cell. Drag the cursor downward and leave it where you want to get the result of same formula. As you see, we did it in the same, and we got the result of all months. The day function syntax is the same as the month function. We can easily use it and get the day from the date. Let's begin with this formula. As usual, start with an equal sign. Type day. A suggestion bar will open. Double-click on the day. Press on the cell in which we have a date. Close the bracket and press Enter. We got the result. You may save time by using an easy method to copy the formula. Drag the cursor downwards and get the result of all data in seconds. The year function syntax is the same as the month function. We can easily use it and get the year from the date. Let's begin with this formula. As usual, start with an equal sign. Type year. A suggestion bar will open. Double-click on the year. Press on the cell in which we have a date. Close the bracket and press Enter. We got the result. Drag the cursor downwards and get the result of all the data.
Often, data imported into Excel from another system is not quite in the format we want. Text can be split across columns. For example, the telephone area code is in column F, and the remainder of the number is in column G. Here we use the concatenate function to merge cells into one cell. The syntax is concatenate, text1, text2. We add more than 2 text or arguments in this function to join text, numbers, and symbols together. Let's begin the formula. In Excel, every formula starts with an equal sign, so we start typing with the equal sign for applying the formula. Type concatenate, press the tab button, and click on cell F8. It's our first argument. Then a comma, type the hyphen mark between inverted commas. Hyphen mark will make it a bit more elegant to separate the area code from the number. Then comma, now type or click on the second argument that is in cell G8. Close the bracket, press enter. We got the number with the code. We can give space between the area code and number using the same way. Only give the space between the inverted commas in the formula. Here we have first and last names. We have a task to combine them and show the full name in a separate cell, so we can use the concatenate formula to join them. Let's begin with the formula. As usual, start the formula with the equal sign. Then type the concatenate, press the tab button, and click on cell F8. It's our first argument, then comma. Give the space between inverted commas, then comma. Now type or click on the second argument that is in cell G8. Close the bracket, press enter. We got the full name of a person. Drag the cursor downward and leave it where you want. Get the full name of all persons through it. Here, we have another example of merging more than 2 arguments that contain symbols, numbers, and letters. We have to merge them into a separate cell, so we can use the concatenate formula to join them. Let's begin with the formula. As usual, start the formula with the equal sign. Then type the concatenate, press the tab button, and click on cell F8. It's our first argument. Then comma. Then click on all the arguments back to back. Don't forget to put a comma between them. Close the bracket, press enter. The code for an item is ready to use. Drag the cursor downward and leave it where you want. You can get all the codes through it smartly.
For starters, let's investigate the simplest case, using vlookup to copy data from another worksheet. It is similar to a regular vlookup formula that searches on the same worksheet. The difference is that you include the sheet name in the table_array argument to tell your formula in which worksheet the lookup range is located. The formula of vlookup, which we use to get data from another sheet, is $vlookup, lookup_value, sheet, range, col_index_num, range lookup. As an example, let's pull the sales figures from the Jan report to the sales sheet. For this, we use the vlookup formula in the cell F8. Lookup values are in column E on the sales sheet, and we refer to the first data cell, E8. The table array is the range F7, G15 on the Jan sheet. To refer to it, prefix the range reference with the sheet name followed by the exclamation point. Instead of typing a sheet name directly in a formula, you can switch to the lookup worksheet and select the range there. Excel will insert a reference with the correct syntax automatically. Please pay attention that we lock the range with absolute cell references to prevent it from changing when copying the formula to other cells. Col_index_num is 2 because we want to copy a value from column G, which is the second column in the table array. Range lookup is set to false to look up an exact match. After completing the formula, press enter. We got the result. Similarly, we can vlookup data from the Feb and Mar sheets.
Extract specific details like first and last names from a full name, or retrieve the street name from an address. Performing such tasks on a small scale is not a big deal. However, when confronted with hundreds or even thousands of lines of data, managing large amounts of data can be a challenging and time-consuming task, right? Left and mid functions are handy when we need to manipulate and extract specific portions of text in Excel. Here, we want to extract the area code of a phone number. The area code is the first 3 digits of the phone number. To extract these figures, we will use the function left. This function is not complicated to use because we only need 2 arguments. One is a reference of a cell and another is the number of digits we want to extract. Let's start the formula where we want the first area code. Always start of the formula will be with an equal sign. Type left. then press the Tab button. The first argument of the left function is text. This is the source text string. Typically, this is the cell reference, and in this case, it's F7. So, click on F7. Put a comma to start the next argument. The next input is num_chars. This is the number of characters from the left of the string that will be extracted. If we count the characters of the area code including the brackets, we get 5. So, input 5 and close the formula with the bracket. Hit Enter. We got the result. Now, we need to extract area codes from all the contact numbers, so we drag the fill handle downward till the contact numbers end. Leave it. We get all the area codes in seconds. The right function extracts a given number of characters starting from the right side of a string. It has the same arguments as the left function. We want the first extension number to appear in cell I7, so type right with an equal sign. Click on cell F7, put a comma, then count the number of characters from the right side. We get 3. Press the Enter button. We have the extension of the first number. Now, fill in the rest of the rows using the fill handle. If we need to separate the landline number from the area code and extension, we use the MID function. Let's begin with an equal sign. Type the MID, press the Tab button, then click on F7, then comma, then count each character in the contact number. Type the position number from where the landline starts. As we see, here the landline number starts in the 7th position. We count the number, bracket, and space also. So type the number 7. Now count the number of characters from the start number that will be included in the output substring. The last digit is at position 14. This means the whole landline number consists of 8 characters. So we type 8, hit Enter, and fill in the rest of the rows.
To determine a person's age in Excel, follow these straightforward steps. Enter date of birth in the format month/date/year and enter the formula, put the equal sign as usual before the formula, utilize the formula of dated if, then click on the cell where date of birth is written. Then write the formula of today without equal sign, because here today formula is used as an argument. Then type I between inverted commas or quotation marks, press Enter. This formula calculates the age in years based on the date of birth. Utilize the formula of datedef for age in years, months, and days separately, or get the age with all of these details. Put the equal sign where you want to get the age in days. Type datedef. Click on date of birth, then click on the cell in which last date is typed, then type M between inverted commas. Press Enter. This formula calculates the age in months. To calculate a person's age in Excel, including years, months, and days, you can use the datadiff function in a single formula. Here's a concise and comprehensive formula. Equal sign before the formula. Type dated if. Simple bracket, then click on the cell of date of birth. After that, click on the last date to calculate the age. Then, type Y between commas. Close the bracket. Space, then press on the and. Again, give the space and write Y between commas. Also, give the space after Y. Do this procedure 2 times more for months and days. Fill in YM for the third argument to ignore years and get the total number of months between 2 dates. Fill in MD for the third argument to ignore months and get the total number of days between 2 dates. Use the and operator to join strings. After completing the formula, press Enter. The result will be displayed in front of you.
The powerful count. If function in Excel counts cells based on one criteria. Use the count if function in Excel to count cells that are equal to, greater than, or less than a value, etc. In this example, we use the count if function to count the number of cells which is equal to 20. So let's begin the formula. Always start the formula in Excel with an equal sign. According to it, we type the equal sign, then type countif and press the Tab button. Select the range. Then put a comma after it, write the criteria, or select the cell in which you have criteria. We have criteria in cell J10. Close the bracket and press Enter. We have the result. You can use this formula in any data set. It does not matter if the criteria are numeric or text. Use this trick to count cells that contain specific text. Always enclose text in double quotation marks and an asterisk. This trick helps you to count the number of cells that contain the text in any way, whether it is singular, plural, or with any number or condition.